Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with My Hero Academia Season 7 Episode 7 reaction. So the previous episode we were in the middle of the battle, and before the battle began we got to see a few things. For example, how we were able to trick All For One. Basically, Shinso, I think that's his name, the one who can brainwash you. He was the reason behind why All For One didn't realize that they're lying to him, which makes sense. He brainwashed Aoyama's parents and Aoyama while they were having the conversation, and he wasn't able to figure out what's going on. That's why. So that's what happened, and obviously Monoma also helped out in the situation with using Kurogiri's power and transporting the heroes immediately. So because of that, we were able to trick All For One, and then the battle begins, and then we separate. Like, that wasn't really the end of the plannings. We had a lot of different strategies. The next one was isolating all of them, especially isolating Shigaraki into one of the different places using Kurogiri's ward portal. And we basically separated them, and each hero will be, like in each groups of hero will be fighting a group of villains. Only Shigaraki would be the solo one, and Shigaraki has a special place where we're going to fight him in the middle of the sky in a floating fortress, and they kind of show us how the floating fortress is made so that Shigaraki's decay won't work. All these plans we get to see, but there's one thing that we wasn't expecting. Himiko grabbed Deku and brought him with her to their fighting thing. So Deku was supposed to go into Shigaraki's group, but he got separated. Now that Deku would be like the main player in Shigaraki's the battle against Shigaraki. But now this has happened. A lot of the plans have gone down completely. So in the end, it seemed like we were able to go part to part with Shigaraki, but Shigaraki then does some weird thing with his hands and gets Mirko. But one thing is fortunate, that is, I think Monoma was at that point using Aizawa's power to erase the quirk, so I don't think Mirko would decay, but she definitely got hurt. So let's see what happens in this episode. Episode 7, let's get started. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is the preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Uh. Hmm. Hmm. Why are you saying this again? Why is there such a big recap? Hmm. Yeah, Endeavor will be there. Hawks will be there. Okay, Kamui Woods, and I don't know who the other ones. Okay, Burn, Todoroki, Ingenium, and yeah, Ochako, Gang Orca, Tsuyu, and that other girl. Hmm. Yeah, Giganta Makian. You have to protect those places. Oh. Right. Hmm. Oh my god. Bruh. What is happening? Why are they giving such a huge recap? It's still in the recap mode. Ugh. Yeah, okay, here we go. Oh my god. Oh god. Damn. Oh god, what? Yo. Yeah. Okay, what in the hands? It's literal hand. Nice. Like decay is not working at least. Growth, okay. Yeah, I can grow my hands. The deepening. Yeah, like this. Whoa. Oh damn. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's not a quirk. That's something else. Oh, you scored. Got separated. Yeah. Can they warp? How can we do that? Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. It's crazy. If decay works now, it's over. Yeah. So you cannot. Yeah. Get a bus. You know, some public transport. Right. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, you cannot even take a bus. It's literally island. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's. Oh really? Damn. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, oh god. Yeah, you have to go back himself. Oh yeah, oh god. Oh my god. Hey. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I literally said this is what's going on. Yeah, she doesn't think she's like it's a weird. Oh god. Yeah. In this situation, bro. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why the danger didn't work. Yep. Which is danger is not going to work here. Like literally, because she thinks like she's showing affection by knifing people. For them. Oh really? Oh, is this the first time? Oh, I guess that's true. I. It's a damn nerd. Okay. Yeah. He. Okay. Wait a minute, bruh. Yeah. Yeah. I want to knife you because of that. I will. Yep. Right. Yeah. Share a crate. Oh boy. Yep. She just wants to become someone who she likes. Hmm. Yeah. True. Well, yep. She realizes how, like, she very much realizes that she is not normal. Her her feelings is such a big. Yeah. Damn. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Ah! Damn! Hey! Oh! Not like. Yeah. And how is he going to go? Like, is he going to swim? Right. Oh yeah, he can use float. I forgot about that. Nice. There you go. Yeah, there's nothing you can use your Spider-Man. Mm. Yeah. Wait, what was his power? Oh, I don't think it got revealed, has it? Into unique power. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah, his quirk. Oh god. Alright, coming Award. Darby. The way he's. Oh boy. Oh, interesting. Smelly old guy. Yeah. Right, Todoroki. No. Hmm. I don't think he. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's it. Hmm. And that was today's episode. Okay. So yeah, today's episode was basically okay. So today's episode was basically Dabi, not Dabi. Sorry, what's his name? Shigaraki, fighting against this group, Bakugo's group. However, they realize that Deku's not there, so they're like, what should we do? The plan is not going to work, and they contact Deku, or Deku contacts them, and Aizawa was like, okay, you have to come here on your own, because Monoma cannot let go of his eraser quirk. If he does that, if he tries to use warp, the amount of hands there are in that little prison, with the amount of hands there are, if everything starts using decay, it's over. It's gone. The whole battlefield is hands, basically. Hands on top of hands. So no, in no way can they, stop using the erasure. If as soon as the instant they stop using erasure, the whole place is going to decay and just everything's going to go down. So Deku will have to come here on his own. And that is when we get to see more about the whole thing that is happening in that island with Himiko and the others. So here, obviously, like this has been pretty obvious from the very, I guess you could say, when we started to get to know more about the villains, that Himiko is a character who is not really normal, like in that sense. He's not a normal child. He's a bit different, and her way of showing affection is trying to become others or hurting others, and that is exactly why her against her the danger sense doesn't work, because she thinks hurting others is her way of showing affection. So she is apparently showing affection, but obviously in this manner. So it's not really and Deku's danger sense is not really tingling because of that, because she genuinely thinks that she's showing affection like this. So today we get a little bit more of Himiko here and how she kind of confesses to Deku, and Deku's like, unfortunately, I'm different, not I'm different, but you are different. This is not how it should be. I can understand your feelings about trying to become like someone you respect. I was the same with All Might, but I cannot say that the way you're doing it is correct. Why don't you try to like adopt the same ideals as someone that you like? That is more normal. That is not more how it is. Just like how I want to adopt the things that All Might is doing, and how All Might is. I want to adopt his ideals. Why not like that? But obviously Himiko's like, so you're the same as Ochaku and everyone else. And you can see the instant she realizes that Deku's also the same, she's like, yeah, you know what, you can see her showing a sad smile, because that was literally she, in her head, I guess this was the only one chance left she had of getting acceptance from someone else. The only person, I guess you could say, who kind of I guess you could say the villains have accepted her, but the one person who properly accepted her was Twice, and Twice died. So the others that she tried to get acceptance from, number one was from Uraraka, but that whole thing happened. And all the others, the whole world rejected her, and she only had this one hope that maybe Deku would understand. That is why she was just trying to go and just confess to Deku here in a weird way today. In the middle of battle, and she's like, oh, I like you, I want to become you. So that kind of thing. So that was the only, I guess you could, she knew from in her heart that Deku is the same. But still, this is the thing, people still have hopes. Even though they understand that this is going to go in this direction, they sometimes still hold the hope that, oh, maybe something will be different. I do know 90% of chance this is going to go in this direction, but maybe there's a 10% chance that it might not go in that way. That 10% chance was probably in Himiko's head, and she was probably thinking, maybe there's a 10% chance that Deku would accept me. But now that Deku said that, yeah, this is not it, she realizes that, yeah, this was bound to happen, and that is why that sad smile. And after that, she made up her mind, and she was like, yeah, if you guys cannot accept me, then I cannot accept you guys as well. Like, I'm going to go fully against you and try to, yeah. So that was the thing. So Deku was the only one, as the narrator explained, like, this is I didn't really think about it, which is true, I guess. This is probably the first time Himiko actually openly, like, showed her affection towards Deku directly to the person. Usually, like, I guess it was before, it was like with Uraraka. I remember that I think that she told Uraraka that, like, oh, I like you, I want to become you, the same way that she did to Deku today. But it was Uraraka. I think I kind of forgot that. Like, so the narrator was like, oh, this is the first time this happened. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that is also the reason why she had that hope. Nobody was able to accept her, and she was thinking maybe there's a 1% chance that Deku would be like, yeah, you do you. Maybe there was a small chance that she had that. She clung to that hope, even though she knew, like, 90% of the chance it's not going to go that way. That is why that, like, that smile in the end, that smile which shows, like, she has, accepted the fact that she is different, and yeah. But in the end, you can see, like, Uraraka tries to talk to her again, and she's like, I need to properly talk to you, because from that day onwards I've been thinking about your thing. And this is what Uraraka said. She said that maybe, like, the way we see the world and Himiko's way of seeing the world is different, and if she has grown up in a certain environment, for her that is right. So for her, seeing everyone different from her messes with her, and she doesn't understand, that kind of thing. Like I said, it's an unfortunate situation. It's just that this is how she is. Like, this is like an abnormality in her. Like, usually people, when they look at something nice, they feel happy. When they like something or someone, they want to kind of be with them, help them, protect them. Usually that is the type of feelings that you get. And when you hate someone, you become angry, you try to destroy something. That is what is normal way of thinking. But then there is Himiko, whose emotions are a bit whacked up from a very, like, from her birth, I'm guessing. For her, showing affections means trying to become that person, trying to consume that person. That's why she always chews on stuff, tries to eat that sparrow. Then showing affection for her is hurting others and trying to become that person, which is obviously not normal. But for her, that is how she feels. So she's confused. Why is the world different? Why am I different? And yeah, this is, I think I talked about this in one of the previous episodes. She needed, like, a proper, I guess you could say, help from actual, like, professionals. I don't know. I'm not really sure what her parents did. Like, I'm sure the parents must have done something, Himiko's parents. Like, all we saw in her flashbacks is her parents shunning her. That's all we saw. Like, all the flashbacks we've seen of Himiko, her parents were like, what the hell is this monster? Like, why is she like that? This and that, all these things. I don't think we've ever seen a flashback related to Himiko where her parents were like, oh, she's like this, let us take her to a doctor. Like let us get her some professional mental help. I don't think there was anything like that we've seen. So I'm not really sure the exact situation of her family or how her family treated her. But if her family actually tried to give her professional help and it still didn't work, then this is like an unfortunate situation. But if her parents didn't try to give her any professional help and just left her like that and shunned her because she's different, then I would say the parents are at fault. 100%. Like, what else can I say? She's not at fault. She's like this. This is how she was born. Like, for her, this is something abnormal. How everyone thinks of her as someone different and abnormal, she thinks everyone else is abnormal. So kind of like that. So yeah, I feel like I've seen all the other, like, like, backstories, little bits and pieces. I feel like the one I'm the most intrigued is Himiko's. Like, her story is very interesting. I don't know, like, I really like her. I wouldn't say like, but I would say her whole backstory and the reason for her becoming like this and being a villain is probably the most intriguing one out of all the others I've seen. You know, like, yeah, I don't know, it's just me, I guess. I'm maybe like, I'm like, out of all the backstories that we've seen of the villains, I like Himiko's the one's the most interesting because it seems so real. Like, this happens. You know, like, obviously I'm not talking about people becoming villains and using superpowers. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the scenario of how what her situation is and how the world treats them. This is too real, I feel like, and maybe that's why I like her, like, whole thing, a whole situation. And I'm not really saying that everything else doesn't happen. Like father, that whole Endeavor Darby situation. Those stuffs happen as well. But this seems so, I don't know. I guess this seems so unique. I've never seen any type of show bring something like this before, like actual mental, like a mental situation, and how it escalated to something like this. So yeah, I don't know. I just prefer her backstory so much more than a lot of the other stories. So I don't know how this is going to conclude, but I'm very intrigued to see how the whole Himiko situation gets tackled. Yeah. Also, like, this is very like I said, like, like in the very first few episodes when, like, like the villains were introduced and Himiko was introduced, I was so confused at the motivations of Himiko. I literally couldn't understand. Like, which is so funny because that shows how probably a lot of people treated her. Like, when she was introduced and when she was like, oh, I like she likes Deku and all that, and she wants to hurt Deku because of that. A very like first few, I guess, the few episodes that we saw of her, and the very first few episodes that we saw of her and her motivations, I was so confused. I was like, what, why? What's going on? Why is she like this? And this is what I'm saying. This is very interesting because I feel like this is literally what people felt when they look at her, and that's why nobody was able to understand her. Like, which is pretty normal, I guess you could say, because someone like this existing in itself is such an like enigmatic thing. Like I said, usually people like associate like affection with like protecting people, like helping people, like on these and that. But the fact that it's completely opposite for her never registered in my head at the very beginning. I was so confused. And then little by little, when we got to know more about her, now I can understand her situation and what's going on. So it's very interesting because I feel like that's how everyone, like, like, who talks to her and who interacted with her felt. They couldn't understand her. And so were her parents, I guess. Anyways, and it takes a while to understand properly and think about it. Just like how Uraraka now can understand that, yeah, like, maybe like she just needed help and nobody was able to provide that to her. That's why she's like this now. Right. Anyways, yeah, and that was the whole thing with Himiko. So Deku was like, goes off to deal with Shigaraki, and over there the battle with Dabi is also happening against Todoroki. And here we get to see, I feel like Dabi is going to give like some kind of a story or like backstory how he became like this, because we didn't really get to know that. We only got to know that Dabi is the one who is actually Todoroki's brother. That's it. We don't really know how he became like this, like this burning, like, as he says, how was I able to withstand this amount of heat and this and that, he says. So we'll I'm guessing next episode we'll deal with that. But yeah, let's see. And that was today's episode. Okay, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Okay, I feel like the first 8 episodes was literally recap. Let me check. No, the first 6 minutes. Yeah, the first 6 minutes was literally, I don't know why they did. What was the point of such a huge recap? Like, anyways, whatever. I guess they probably, they needed to adjust the thing to properly fit it in today's episode, I guess. Either way, so when the story starts, today's episode starts, obviously Miko gets hit by that hands, Dabi's hands, And Monoma's like, what's going on? I'm still erasing his quirk, but they're like, oh no, it's different. This is more of his body extension. This is not a quirk, and so Mirko comes in and gets her. I guess you could say, what are those called? Those things, like, the prosthetic things, those things that she was wearing. She grabs those, and you can see her and Bakugo having a little squabble here. Bakugo's like, why are you jumping towards the enemy like that? And she's like, you have a problem with that? Wait a minute, wait, I just realized, did her ears, are her ears short? Is one of her ears torn or something? Yeah, I never realized that. One of her ears are gone, like half of it is gone, literally. Oh my god. Bro, it's crazy. I feel like she's the one character who is just missing like body parts, like one hand gone, one leg gone, one. Yeah. And then she's just still just jumping around. Wait, her legs are fine, isn't it? Wait a minute, let me check. Where is it? Oh no, wait. No, her leg is also one of her legs are all. Yeah, it's gone, isn't it? I think I remember. She did get her. Which season was it? Not, I think, the season where all the heroes went and took care of that guy, that scientist guy. I forgot. That's when most of her like body parts got cut. I remember that. So yeah, goddamn, with all of that, she's still jumping around, fighting. Yeah, and obviously Monoma's like, this is not my fault. Like, like I'm doing my job, and they're like, yeah, we understand. So they talk to, like, they contact Deku, and now Deku contacts them, and Deku's like, it's a troublesome situation. Like, Himiko literally brought me here. Now what should I do? Use warp? And they're like, we cannot use warp. If you use warp, it's hands here. All there is here is hands. And if we stop the the quirk erasing ability for a bit and use warp, the hands is going to literally decay everything. So we cannot do that. Deku, come here on your own. That's it. And now we are back to this island, and we get to see like Gang Orca is fighting those villains. And then we have Himiko come in, and Himiko again tries to stab Deku, and Deku's like, what the hell is happening? Why is my danger not working? And yeah, and inside his head, those heroes, all the One for All, the previous generations, one of them is like, oh, this is something different. It won't work on her because she genuinely feels affection when she hurts people. That's why it's not registering. Yeah, and there you go. So here Himiko's like, oh, Deku-kun, like, wait, where is that part? She says like, yeah, want become my boyfriend. Okay, that's what she says. And Deku here, obviously the narrator is like, this is the first time like Himiko properly confessed like this in front of Deku. It never happened before. And that is why Deku actually had no idea this is the situation. So he's like, what the hell? What are you saying? Like, and he's like, okay, and Himiko's like, from the moment I saw you bloody and broken, I realized that, yeah, you are the one. And then she says like, I want to become you. Yeah, I want to be you. And Deku's still not registering. He's like, what? You said like, like the what boyfriend? You mean those things where you go go on dates and share crepes with each other? I think that's what he says. By boyfriend, you mean you want to go on amusement park and hold hands and share a crepe, right? Right. Yeah, no. she probably want to share your blood, not a crepe. Oh god, yeah. And Himiko's like, no, like, like, I want to become you. I want to, consume you. And he says that, she says like, what do you want to do to me? And Ochako remembers she literally asked the same question to Ochako as well, you know. And here Deku's like, wait a minute, I can understand you, like someone who you feel affection for, you trying to become like them, I can understand that. I can understand the feeling of fulfillment from trying to be the same, Himiko Toga. But then why don't you want your feelings to become the same too? Why, like, because that's what it was me for all might. Like, I looked up to him. That is why I wanted his ideals to be mine. I wanted to share his ideals and work for the same goal. So here we go. But then why don't you want your feelings to become the same too? I don't want to hurt someone I love. Yeah, and that is where you can see like Himiko like realizes that, yeah, it's just she knew that this was going to happen, and she knew that, yeah, this would be, because up until now everyone has rejected her, but the few people that she felt genuine affection for, like Ochako and like, Midoriya, when she said the same for Ochako was said the same thing like Deku. She was like, no, like, why can't you, like, like, try to help other people? If you genuinely like someone, why are you trying to hurt them? And she had like a little inkling of hope here that maybe Deku would say something different, but she knew that it would be the same. So when Deku said this, she realized like, yeah, like this was what I was expecting. So it's a smile full of I guess you could say, like what's that word? Where someone understands that, yeah, like this was going to be like this, like a smile full of that type of feeling. And she kind of remembers her parents telling her, why can't you be normal, live a normal life, all the other people did the same. And then she says like, Izuku, you're the same as Ochako as well, aren't you? And yeah, and she says like, then why should I think about anyone else? If people cannot accept me, if society cannot accept me, I will not accept society as well. And yeah, and she just tries to attack Deku, and like now she's genuinely like fighting against Ochako, Deku, and everyone else. But Ochako here says like, stop, and she says like, I've been thinking about what you said from that day onwards, and Himiko's completely shut herself down. Like up until now, Himiko was like, like ready to cooperate, and not cooperate, but communicate, but when Ochako rejected her, now when Deku rejected her, now she has closed herself up, and she's like, I'm not going to listen to anything. You guys have made your decisions. Yeah, you guys are my enemies now. But here now Uraraka is like, I've been thinking about what you said, and I want to have a conversation. But she's like, no more conversations. Let's do this. Yeah. And like she starts fighting, and she like Uraraka gets stabbed here, and then Suyu comes in and helps them out. And here is where Suyu is like, Deku, you leave. Like you cannot do anything by staying here. Like me and Uraraka will take care of Himiko. And Deku's like, okay, fine. And like she's like, go for Shigaraki. That's your mission now. So go. And Deku like uses his float and the like the mixture of the different quirks, Fajin, the float, and uses the air cannon a little bit to boost himself. And he says like, if this was not the ocean, he could literally use his whip to kind of just like like move around like Spider-Man and use the air current to probably push him further. He has done that before, but this is literally water, so he cannot do that. So it's taking a long time, and he's getting frustrated. But one of his one of those guys, those what do you call them? The other guys who had All for One. One for All. One of them comes and tells Deku that don't be too anxious and don't be so like rattled about with this. If you like injure your armor and stuff, like by doing this, if you destroy them in the main battle, it won't help you out. So try to be calm and go there. And he kind of says that my power has changed. I think he says something like, okay, as a result, he's talking about his quirk. My quirk has transformed into a unique power. It is not something that can be used by the same way it was used in the past. Don't be reckless. So I don't think they have still revealed what his power was. Like all the other powers have been revealed, I think. But don't think his one has been still been revealed. So I'm guessing we'll get to see that later. Either way, that's that. And then we are here. Tsuyu and Ochako are confronting Himiko, and Ochako's Tsuyu was thinking that I cannot really let Deku fight her, because number one, he's the type of person who won't be able to leave Himiko alone, because her situation is, you can see it's pretty damn sad. So Deku will probably have difficulty fighting a villain like that. Not only that, like this whole situation, they're talking about like feelings for each other and stuff. So he cannot let Ochako's feeling leak out in this type of situation, because Ochako's trying to hide her feelings as well. I think something like that she says. Okay, besides, I couldn't let stand for a precious secret to be revealed like that. There you go. Yeah, so here Himiko's like, enough is enough. Like, I love both you and Tsuyu, like Ochako and Tsuyu, both of you as well. However, I want to be who I want to be. I want to live in a way that makes sense to me, and people like, if the world rejects me, I'll reject you guys. And I'm guessing she's going to use twice as power now. Like I think she has her blood with her or something. His blood. So I guess something's going to happen with that. So we'll see about that later, I guess. But that's that. And then we get to see Dabi here in front of Todoroki and the others. And Dabi's like, come on, man, like my dad is not here. He again let others like do his job, and stuff like that he's saying. Well, over there Todoroki and they are like, we have to confront this guy. And yeah. And here Todoroki asks a good question. He's like, why didn't you come back? And Dabi says like, you want to know? And then I'll tell you. Even like this, I'm still your big brother. Okay. How I became Dabi, the reason I was able to keep living without exterminating a fire stronger than yours. Yeah. So like I said, I'm guessing we're going to get to know more about that. How he became like this. We still haven't covered that, I guess. We just know that he's Todoroki's brother, and that's it. So and we do know his backstory. We did see that, how he came to this situation, his childhood, this and that. But after that, we still don't know what has happened. After meeting all for one, what happened after that? How did he become like this? I don't think we know that. So I'm guessing we're going to get to know that in the next episode. So let's wait and see. So yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. So yeah, let's see how the story proceeds. Like I said, I think like the most intrigued I am is probably about how they're going to deal with Himiko, because yeah, like her story, I feel like her story is like the most interesting one out of all the others. Like every other, like all the other stories for the other villains are okay as well, but I feel like I'm the most intrigued with Himiko's story and how are they going to deal with her situation, because I don't know, like she's just like, her situation is just so like such a unique one, because I feel like all the others like backstories that we have seen here, like Dabi's backstory, Shigaraki's backstory, here and then, like in other shows, one way or the other, in other shonen shows and stuff, we've seen stuff like this before as well, having like bad parents, like mistreating you and you becoming like this, or like having like a Shigaraki situation, which was basically again bad parents. At the end of the day, that's literally what it is. Not bad parents, but bad dad, I would say. And I guess Todoroki's situation is also bad dad. both of the situation is just having bad dad. But I guess Todoroki's situation is at least a little better because his dad is at least trying to change, while Shigaraki's dad was literally the worst one. Like he yeah. So either way, I feel like those type of stories, backstories, we've seen like stuff like that here and there in like in different ways. Like these type of like tropes we have seen here and there in other shonens, in other normal shows. We have seen these type of things. Himiko's one is, I feel like, it's the most unique one. I don't think I've ever come across a backstory like this, which is like this is like a different one, and yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how this goes. So let's see, let's wait and see. And that is it. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to episode number 7 of My Hero Academia Season 7. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of My Hero Academia. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.